can admit the people now.
Success is a state of mind, but it needs your effort to become a fact. Hello, everyone. Wishing you all a very pleasant evening on behalf of DIGISAKSHAM. I would like to extend my warm welcome to everyone present here. My name is Sambhavna Goswami, and I am your host for today's webinar. We are all here for a webinar on the blend of corporate and life skills, organized by DigiSaksham. DigiSaksham is an initiative of SEMS Group, which has developed content for over 300 courses in multiple languages, which range from 4 hours to 6 months in various sectors of IT, BFSI, retail, and entrepreneurship for all age groups from school children, youth, professionals, senior citizens, and DigiSaksham has also conducted more than 150 webinars has also conducted more than 150 webinars in various sectors, 10 plus FDPs and workshops, and 7 international conferences. DigiSaksham impacted more than 15,000 plus lives through latest webinars, conferences, workshops, and seminars across the globe. Further moving with the topic of today's webinar, life skills allow you to deal and manage with everyday challenges in the workplace. These skills help you excel at your workplace and manage your professional relationships. Mastery of life skills requires a dedicated learning process and understanding that there is always scope for improvement. Companies prefer candidates who can handle workplace challenges. With life skills, you can make the right decision, effectively communicate with others, process your emotions, and effectively manage your time. To guide us all through this topic, we have with us Mr. Nimish Ramesh. He is a 27-year-old engineer turned MBA, turned senior HR professional, and is currently plant HR head in Cummins Electronics and Fuel Systems. He is also an author and has written a book named Potential Plus and is also a millennial life coach. And Mr. Nimish makes an effort to make them look inwards, explore more, increase their self awareness, and as a result, take better decisions, which ultimately leads to living a better life. He also takes guest lectures in engineering and MBA colleges on mindset shift with an effort to make them realize that the only barrier to achieve success in life is their own selves. Welcome, sir. Now, I would like to request everyone to pay attention to the instructions carefully. Please make sure to keep your mics on mute, and if you have any query or doubt, please type them in the chat box. We will be addressing them during the question answer session. Most interactive participant will be receiving e-certificate as an appreciation on behalf of DigiSaksham. Now, with immense pleasure, I would like to call upon Mr. Nimish Ramesh to take over the event. Over to you, sir.
Hey, hello everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the world you are in right now. This is Nimish here, and thank you so much for coming onto this call. I'll try my best to not disappoint any of you all. So I would just request you all to keep your 40-45 minutes focused on this particular session and ensure you all will leave this webinar with something to ponder upon. Right, so the blend of corporate and life skills. Right, this is a topic that I thought is, not a common one that any of you all might come across. Right, so this is specifically for people who are new to the corporate world or are into their final second last semester or the last semester or during the final later stages of their education, and they'll be moving on to the next part of their career that will be towards the corporate life. Right, so I just the transition. I'll be talking a little about the transitioning part, about the quarter life crisis that some of y'all may even be going through right now. We never know that, but this is the topic that I would want to emphasize on. All right. So moving on to the next slide. Just before I begin, I understand that Sambhavna has already mentioned about the ground rules here, but I'll just like to reiterate from my perspective, my point of view as well. So guys, keep your cameras on. All right. So so that I know who I'm talking to, who my target audience is, so that I know what kind of reactions you all have, right? So we really, I mean, research says that if your camera is off and if you're having a meeting, then you're actually not paying attention on during the meeting, right? And this is absolutely essential in this virtual world that we are in right now. Right. So guys, keep your cameras on. Use the emoticons. All right, I want the session to be as interactive as possible, so use the emoticons that are there in the Zoom icon, in the Zoom software. So I'm assuming you all know where it is, and I'm sure this needs no explanation. All right, and lastly, have an open mind. All right, forget whatever, I mean, so the human body, the human mind is a collection of your past experiences, right? So I would want you all to just do away with all those experiences that you ever had, any expectations that you all have. Just forget about all those things. Forget about who is stronger, males or females. Forget about whether size matters or no. All right, so this is something that I want you all to really emphasize on, focus on right now. Just have an open mind. A child is a very powerful learner. Why? Because its mind is empty, right? So it has the power to grasp as much as possible. That is why a child can learn languages so quickly, unlike an adult, right? Now, 20 plus, once you're over your teenage years and you're into your tweens and your 30s, in your 40s, it's very difficult to learn a language. Ever wondered why a child learns so quickly? Because there's scope for a lot of information to be put inside. right? So that's the reason why I want you all to just have an open mind. All right, questions. I would want all of you all to answer it in the end. I ask in the end. I'll answer it in the end for you guys. Right, just park your questions so that I have a flow for myself and whatever points I have, whatever thought processes I have, so that that is not interrupted in between. All right, so that was it about expectation setting. And the first thing when you're in college or in a corporate world or in any field that you're working on, right? Even research for that matter, it's very important with the way that you introduce yourself to people, right? By introducing yourself, I mean, if I ask Sambhavna, who are you? What would Sambhavna actually say, right? There's a lot of thought process that actually goes on, which will make Sambhavna potentially ready to take on anything in her life, right? So I'm just, taking the example of Sambhavna here because she's the host of today, so I'll be targeting her for this meeting if that's all right. All right, so this is something that I wanted to stress upon. That is your elevator pitch. So what is an elevator pitch? And that this is how I define it. Who and what square. Right, the elevator pitch very important in any field that you're working. Who mentions who are you as a person? What is your qualifications? All right. So who defines who you are, what your name is? All right. The second section, that is the what part, mentions what have you done in life so far. All right. Your elevator pitch is consists of the who part and the what square part. Who part is who are you, your name, and what represents what have you done up till now in your life, right? Now, these two are secondary aspects of your elevator pitch. The primary aspect of your elevator pitch is the second part of the what. What is the second part of the what? What are you going to do in the future? All right. Who are you? What have you done? What will you do? This is your elevator pitch. You ask me what my elevator pitch is in like 30 seconds. It'll be my name is Nimish Ramesh. I'm a senior HR professional turned author and life coach. And my mission in life is to help people realize that they can be the best version of themselves by just improving by 1% every day. That's my elevator pitch, right? Simple, crisp. It tells me who I am, what I did, and what I'll do, right? So that's about the elevator pitch, which is very important. Please have this thing in your mind, ponder upon what your elevator pitch could be, all right? So one fine random day you come across a superstar or a celebrity figure, right? You'll be awestruck, right? But what will you tell them? How will you introduce yourself? What would the interaction be? When you meet CXs of various organizations, what will you communicate to them, right? This is the icebreaker, all right? Clear, everybody? You see some emoticons on the Zoom section? Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, moving on. Now, this is my most important slide. All right, no matter what you do, what gives you happiness. All right, now there are many people in this life, uh, my friends as well. They really do not know what they like or what they don't like. I ask them a simple question: which food is your favorite food? Right? It's a very difficult question to answer, right? Because you're not aware of their self consciousness, right? Which food they like, which actor they like, which actress they like. It's a very difficult choice. It's a very difficult decision to make, right? So that tells you about your self awareness, right? And God helps those who help themselves, right? And even I presume that there's even a say in the Bible which says that to understand God, you need to understand yourself first. That's why I'm saying you need to do what you love, or you need to love what you do. All right? Simple statement. And people who do not know what they really like doing, you all have not explored enough in life. Right? The more you explore, the more you get to know about things. The more you get to know about things, the more you'll understand whether you like doing something or not. All right? So start exploring. That is why, if you notice, people who travel around a lot, they have a lot of experience. They are comfortable within themselves because they understand themselves more, because they've traveled more, they've understood different cultures, right? So this is my main slide of the webinar. Right now, I not introduce myself in detail, so I would just want to introduce myself. So like any other kid, I mean, a typical Indian kid. So I'm from India. I'm from Mumbai, India, and Indians have a normal, career path in which they do engineering or a doctor, or they become CAs, and then later they do something. They take on higher studies and they do something else, right? So in my case, I did an engineering, and after that, I did not want to work, so I decided to do an MBA, or you do masters abroad, or you do something, right? So I decided I do not want to get into research. Engineering was something that I just did not like. Right? So I decided I'll do an MBA. Let's see what would happen. After doing an MBA, then I became an HR professional. I worked in a plant environment. I worked with startups, and then something about personal about myself. I am a huge table tennis fan, table tennis enthusiast. Malong, Shushin are my favorite players, and I found my true purpose in life after my cycle journey. What happened here was, I happened to be around a family gathering, right? And one random fight day, I decided that I wanted to cycle from Mumbai to Pune. So Mumbai happens to be someplace in India to Pune, which is around 120 kilometers away from India, away from Mumbai, right? And it involves a lot of ghat section in between. And one random thought when I was around my family surroundings, I said that I wanted to cycle from Mumbai to Pune. And naturally, the reaction from all my relatives, from my family friends were like, "Are you mad? How could you even think about this?" Right? So I did not mention anything at that point of time because I was wondering what made them, have this reaction. Right? It's just cycling. I just want to cycle from point A to point B. What's wrong with that? Right? So that particular night, I went home. I slept on it, and I was thinking. I mean, what are the reasons that could stop me from doing this? Then I realized there are only two reasons that can stop me from doing it. One, I need to have a fit body, and two, I need to have a stable mind. Mental strength should be high. Apart from that, there's nothing that can stop me, right? Except me myself. So I give myself time to prepare my body physically and mentally. And then on one particular fine day, I just got up and I carried on with the journey. And what happened? The magic happened after I completed the journey the next day. Happened is the same friends, same relatives who had mocked me as to, how could you even think about this? They started going for morning jogs. They started going to the gym. And then I realized that if I can inspire people unknowingly, why don't I do something knowingly in life? Right? And this is what changed my life. And this is exactly what I'm trying to specify here. You all need to explore more. All right. The more you explore, the more you understand yourself. And I found my true purpose after my cycle journey. And today, I'm a TEDx speaker. I'm a senior HR professional. I'm an author and I'm a coach. I help people like me who were in who come with the same background as me myself, and then I help them achieve whatever they want to achieve, not because of societal expectations, but because what they would really want to achieve in life. Right? That's my story. Now, people who are in their colleges and universities, studying, does anybody have an apprehension as to whether they'll get a job or no? I mean, anybody just could write something on the chat box. Do you all have any apprehensions as such? Oh, wonderful, Jan. I love cycling too. I just read that. Wonderful, wonderful. Just keep doing whatever gives you joy, right? So, guys, we today live in a VUCA world, right? This is a term that is used by corporates of late. VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. It talks about today's corporate world, how it is volatile, right? One COVID wave and the whole industry took a hit. It's very uncertain whether we have job security. It's very complex. There are a lot of data that is involved in data crunching. and decisions are taken on purely on the basis of data, right? 25, 30 years ago, this was not the case. And there's a lot of ambiguity. There are certain decisions that you will be compelled to take, which may not be right and may not be wrong. But then that's a decision that you need to take and you need to live by it, right? So that's what VUCA world means. And in this particular day and age, if somebody says that they do not have a job in hand, that means they are not skilled enough. The number of opportunities that are there in today's world is immense. It's countless. It's really easy for the world to start something new or to solve a problem. How do industries come out? When they identify a problem and then they have a solution to that problem. Take any big industry, right? Take Apple, Google, they all solve a particular problem. So if you are good at identifying problems and finding solutions, nobody can stop you from getting the growth that you want in life, right? When people say COVID hit, I lost my jobs and I'm not getting another one. Ask yourself, if you can help a company solve a problem that they have, would you not have a job at hand? Simple question, right? I want you to think about this, right? So somebody says, I lost my job, I really do not know what to do. Then it's a concern of the skill sets that the person currently has, and they need to really improve upon it daily, right? Moving on, interviews. How many of you here have apprehensions, anxiety during interviews? How many of you all have? I had. How many of you all have? Okay. Jeffet says yes. People raised hands. Okay. So regarding stress, I just want to say one thing. Right? People who have stress complain about stress a lot. I'm stressed out. I feel anxious. I just have one question to them. Right? Okay, you're stressful. Fine. What if it does not work your way? Right? You have a problem. All right. Stress is always caused because of a problem. You have a problem in life. Do you have a solution for it? If yes, then why stress? Right? Make sense? And if you have a problem and you do not have a solution to that problem, then why stress? Right? So, irrespective of the answer to this question, stress or having anxiety is never the solution. All right. And I'm a strong believer of the fact that that there is no problem without a solution, right? That's the one thing that I want you all to just take after this session. There is no problem in this world without a solution. If there is no solution, there is no problem. Simple, right? The stress that you'll have, just fire it off. Just fire it off. Fire it away. Just put it on a paper and then burn that paper, right? Because if you have stress and if you have a solution to that problem, then why are you stressing about it? And if you do not have a solution to the problem, then why the hell are you stressing about it, right? Simple logic, which has helped me personally a lot, right? And now coming back to interviews, your attitude determines your direction, right? Your body language. Now, something that I normally don't tell, it's something called as part of NLP, right? NLP is neuro linguistic programming. Just one intervention of NLP is that you mirror the interviewer, right? Suppose the interviewer has his or her hands folded, you also have your hands folded, right? And then if he or she crosses one of her legs, you also do the same. If he or she scratches one eyebrow, you also do the same. Why? Let me give you a fact here. While having a conversation with a stranger, how do you start a conversation and how do you build on that conversation? You always start with a commonality, with a common point. So I'll say I'm from India. Somebody else says, I'm from India. Oh, from India, where? Oh, I'm from Mumbai. Oh, from where, Mumbai? What do you do? That's how you build on a conversation, right? So when you mirror the actions of the interviewer, that means you're building a point of commonality. And when you start doing that, you start to build rapport with the interviewer. And when you start to build rapport with the interviewer, the better you and the interviewer will feel about the conversation that you all are having. Remember, an interview is a two-way conversation. It's never a one-way conversation. Not only the company's personnel who is gauging you, it is even you who are gauging your values and culture with respect to the company. All right. The company can reject your candidature. You also can reject the company's candidature. Always remember that. All right. It's always a two-way conversation, an interview. All right. Okay. It's always about what you bring to the table. What problem are you solving? All right. Any interview has a certain set of questions. You need to align it with respect to your values along with the company's values. And once that merger happens, that is when you bring some value onto the table. And that's when you show what problem you can solve as a candidate, as a prospective candidate for the company. Right? That's how you deal with interviews. All right. Wonderful. Let's move on. Job. Now, my first job, I still remember, very anxious. I mean, I need to impress my bosses. I need to impress the leaders, right? And you end up stressing yourself a lot. You end up doing a lot of things that are not required. All right. How many of you all have heard about the 80-20 rule? Anybody? 80-20 rule? Can you all raise your hands? Do something. If you all don't know, just give me a thumbs down about the 80-20 rule. Any thumbs up or thumbs down? If you all know about the 80-20 rule, thumbs up. If you all don't know about the 80-20 rule, thumbs down. Right? Okay, I cannot see any reactions. Are you guys listening? Okay. Khushi knows what's 80-20 rule.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. I see quite a few are not aware of the 80-20 rule as well. Let's talk about the 80-20 rule now. 80-20 rule states that 20% of the results are because of the 80% of the causes. Right? Let's give you an example. Let's not complicate it. All right. If you have 10 tasks at hand, the top two tasks, that is the top 20% of the task, contributes to 80% of the results. All right. When people say time management is an issue for them, all right, that's because they are not able to prioritize their tasks. Right. Now, let's talk about the world in general, right? 80% of the world's wealth is held by 20% of the individuals. That's the 80-20. All right. The results, the 20% of the results or the 80% of the results is because of the 20% of the tasks. That's the 80-20 rule. And that's exactly what you're supposed to do in your jobs, respective jobs. You all know what specific tasks you all have. Focus on the top 20% of the tasks because that is what will contribute to 80% of the results or that you will get as a result of doing those top 20% of the tasks. Right? It's completely okay to be anxious. It's okay to make mistakes. All right. Accept that you have made a mistake. And trust me, people at the top, they would want you to make mistakes. All right. It's never that if you all are accurate by 100%, you have no scope for improvement, then the company would not want to have you as an individual. All right. The more mistakes you do, the more learnings happen. Right. Next time you're aware that something like this can also happen. So what are the things that you need to do so that that particular task does not get repeated? Ask questions. Never shy away from asking questions in training, during the job. Never think what the person in front of you is thinking about. Right? Just ask questions for your benefit. I read this somewhere, some quote from some philosopher. Jay Shetty is somebody who has spread this to the world. Right? I am not, and this quote states that I am not what I think I am. I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. Does that make sense? Did that digest? I mean, did you all just consume it? Or should I repeat the statement? Anybody can tell me to repeat the statement. I'll repeat the statement. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. People have got it. They're just telling. For everybody's benefit, I'm repeating this again. I am not what I think I am. I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. That's how much self awareness is important. All right. Always ask questions in whatever job that you're doing. Always be a great listener. All right. When you talk, for example, when I am talking right now, I'm not learning anything. But when I'm listening to somebody, I can learn new things. That's why being a great listener is very important as far as your career in a corporate world is concerned. Moving on, difference between college and corporate life. All right. Now in college, practicality is around 25%. You know, you just do case studies uh, case studies and some theoretical questions that you'll need to answer. Corporate is something that's practical 100%. All right. It's all practical. You'll see what is happening on the ground. You'll see how wealth is generated. Okay, that's corporate. Now, college is there's a limit to the maximum percentage. All right. 100, you can achieve 100% of the results, right? That's it. You cannot move beyond 100%. Whereas in corporate, you can always deliver 120% of the sales targets. For example, so there's no limit in a corporate world. There's a limit to what you learn or what you apply in college, right? In college, you can survive alone. There's no problem. You'll attend classes, you'll give examinations, practicals, mocks, vivas, you'll clear it. But in a corporate, you can never survive alone, right? In a corporate, it matters how you work in a team, and that's why empathy is really important. Unless you help people around you in a corporate, it's never possible for you to thrive in that particular situation, right? It's simple. When people work together, multiple minds come together, which produces a cascading, which produces an arithmetic or trigonometric effect. I mean, exponential effect, right? And that's how wealth is generated. I alone cannot earn much, but I, along with you guys here, can make a massive difference to this world, right? The college lays the foundation of who you are, whereas the corporate builds your career. Okay, so this is something that I work on almost on a daily basis, right? Now, this is something called as a quarter life crisis. Now, anybody aware of quarter life crisis, what it means, what does it do? Anybody aware? Again, thumbs up, thumbs up. If you all know what quarter life crisis, thumbs up. If you all don't know what quarter life crisis, thumbs up. Okay, anybody? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, you all know what quarter life crisis? Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Okay, no worries. I'll just explain what quarter life crisis is. Okay, imagine an individual, right? Goes to school, goes to college, goes to university, lives with family, and then that person is told to do something by the society, by the elders. You need to do this, that is beneficial for you. When they come up, then some other person will come, a family friend or somebody, your uncle or aunt, and they'll say, no, you need to do this, this has a lot of scope in future. And then you end up doing that, you end up learning that, you end up in that particular job, only to realize that that's not what you actually wanted. I'm not having fun. What am I doing? After 25, 30 years of my life, I did something that I never liked. That feeling, that feeling of not having achieved anything in life is when you realize that you're in your quarter life crisis. Simply put, it's the fear of not knowing what to do and how to do it after the comfort and the security that university provides us with is taken away, right? 6 out of 10 college students experience overwhelming anxiety. Over 40% face crippling depression. 75% of 25 to 33-year-olds are going through or have experienced quarter life crisis. All their life they have done what people have told them to do, only to realize later that this is not what they really wanted. Right? I need to do something for myself. And the fear of living independently, right? And they've been in the comfort of a small home, mostly. I'm talking about the majority here. Right? They've been in the confinement of their parents, their friends, their family, and then all of a sudden, they're responsible for their own lives. All of that add together takes a hit on you. That's quarter life crisis. What are the symptoms of quarter life crisis? Right? Sometimes you wonder why you're doing what you're doing after having lived for so long, and you really don't know after existence of 30 years in your life, what exactly have you achieved? What have you done? That feeling is quarter life crisis. Because of that, you feel a little lost, feel a little depressed. You suffer from imposter syndrome, wherein you question your accomplishment, think you're living someone else's life. You're constantly questioning your self worth. Am I worth doing this? Am I noticeable to people? Am I being known to people? Have I achieved something in life? You're constantly exhausted, have low energy, and feel overwhelmed by everything. Oh, there's a job interview tomorrow. What do I do? I really don't know anything. Right? What's the fear? Will I get a job? Do I move out of my parents' house? Does taking a gap year right after graduation affect my employability? What if I follow a field that isn't related to my degree at all? Why do I feel constantly lost? That's what life crisis. Don't worry, this is the ultimate 5-step solution for it. This is what majority of the coaches follow. I'm literally giving you the blueprint here, right? So basically, step one involves understanding yourself, who you are as a person. You understand what your value systems are. You know why companies have mission, vision, statements, values. Have you all wondered why do they have that? I'll just explain it in short, right? A vision is something regarding your future, what you want to achieve. Mission is how you achieve it. Values are through what pillars you'll need to be in while achieving your vision statement. Likewise, for yourself, imagine yourself as a company. Your vision is what you want to do in the future. Your mission is how you want to do it while achieving your uh, goals in the future. And your value system are the pillars that you need to follow to achieve your goals in the future. All right. That's why companies have been modeled around a human being's life, to be frank. Right? That's how a company is also modeled. Company is just a group of individuals coming together to achieve a common goal, as against an individual whose sole purpose is to achieve their own particular goals to achieve whatever they want to achieve in life. Right? So step one is understanding who you are. Step two is understanding what's your coding in your brain like. Let's take, for example, stock markets. Right? Some people may find it, as a great place where you can invest for good returns. Or other people may find it, may look at it in terms of gambling or something. Right? So why have they got that thought process? Right? That's something that you will understand in step two. Why do you think the way you think? And this is because of the conditioning that you've had in life. Right? When you see the same thing from two different or three different perspectives. Right? That's step two. Step three is outcomes plus, wherein you decide what you really want from life. And this is in alignment with the person you are in. Right? This is how you counter your quarter life crisis. Step four is identifying the obstructions that you have whilst achieving your goals. Right? And step five is going all out and understanding what your success blueprint is. Because you know who you are, you know how you're coded, you know what your goals are, you know what your obstructions are. And this is how you achieve whatever you want to achieve in life. Simple 5-step process, which is followed by coaches across both. I mean, even the world's most renowned coaches follow this method. right? That's Let's talk about financials, right? This is an extra slide, not a part of the session that I was planning to take, but this is something that I want every one of you all to take a note on. The importance of savings in life. No matter how much you earn, even if it's uh, one unit in your country's currency, right? You need to save 10% of that one unit. Always do that, right? So people who are from India have shown this slide as per the Indian currency. So if you start investing today, just 5,000 rupees per month, okay, only 5,000 rupees per month, and at an annualized return of 12%, after 30 years, that 5,000 rupees that you add monthly becomes 1.77 crores. If you start investing 3 years later, it becomes 1.21 crores. If you're a little more late and you start after 5 years, it's only 94.9 lakhs. And if you start saving 10 years later from today, you receive only 49.9 lakhs. And there's a potential loss of 1.27 crores. That's the importance of savings. All right. I'm not telling you all to not spend. Spend as much as you can. Just 10% of your earnings, save it. Right? That's the power of investment in yourself, saving. Okay, so I'll take any questions that you all have after this slide. So summarizing the whole conversation that I've had up till now, always keep learning, right? In today's VUCA world, learning is it's the new currency, right? You'll constantly need to upgrade your skills because the skills that was required 25 to 30 years ago is not required right now because it's automated, because of artificial intelligence that's coming on the way, because of machine learning. We really do not need humans to get into those aspects, right? Humans are the essential role that humans will play is in taking decisions, right? Decision making is something that will define who you are in the future. Every moment you're taking decisions. You taking a decision to attend this webinar is a decision taken by yourself, which may or may not change your life, but this will definitely change the way your life is shaped, right? Either positively or negatively, right? Each and every decision that you take defines who you are as well. Start investing in yourself. Take online courses. Have mentors, all right? Have mentors or coaches in your life. Join seminars. Like I said, if you listen, you learn. If you talk, you don't learn, right? Join groups, read books. Now, the human race has lived for so many years that there is no problem that has not been solved by somebody already that have been there on this planet. Like that is why read books, because there are so many people in this world who have written down their problems and the solution to those problems. That's why people say read as much as you can, read books. That is what will give you a different perspective, a different thought process. Value, all right? Always add value. If you all want to become rich, add value in people's lives. If you all add value in people's lives, you become rich, both financially and mentally and peacefully, right? And finally, save at least 10% of your earnings, right? That's it from my side, guys. You all can contact me for any meaningful collaborations. That's my email ID, and you all can get in touch with me anytime. Right now, I'm open up for questions that you all have. Anybody can unmute themselves and ask any questions.
If anybody has questions, please type them or ask. Sir, there is a question. How adversely quarter life crisis affect anything individual, and how can we overcome quarter life crisis?
I can answer the second question. Can you repeat the first question?
So how adversely quarter life crises affect anything individual?
Okay. So the intensity, how adversely quarter life crisis can affect is something that I cannot answer. But it depends on individual to individual. And the things that can diminish it is the surroundings that you have, the people who you are with constantly. Now, you are the average of the five people that you spend most of your time with. That is why people say your net worth is a result of your net work. All right. Now, why I'm saying this, if you realize the people that you spend most of your time with, you generally are around that intellectual and mental capability only. You'll see rich people, they always surround themselves with rich people. You see all the CXOs and the top leadership in the organization, they spend most of their time with other people of the same level at the same organization. Who get promotions in organization, who spend most of their time with their leaders, right? This is why people say your net worth, you're the average of the five people that you spend most of your time with. Coming to the second question on how to counter your quarter life crisis is the 5 step process that I've mentioned in this. And the most important part to counter this is understanding yourself, understanding your value system. For example, my value system is anything that I do, I want to achieve. I want to achieve whatever I want to, be the best in whatever I do. Um, I need to have a clear mind while doing something, right? And there should be a sense of determination that I need to have in whatever I do. Let's take an example now. Any work that I do, right? For example, writing, right? If writing is something that I'm looking forward to, is it giving me a sense of achievement? Yes, it is giving me a sense of achievement. Is it giving me a clear mind? Yes, writing does give me a clear mind, right? Because it helps me declutter and put whatever is there on my head to my book. So it gives me a clear mind. The attractiveness, clear mindedness. Does it give me a balance in life? Yes, it does give me a balance in life. Why? Because the moment you write, you clear your mind. And once your mind is clear, you have a sense of balance in your personal and your professional lives. Right? So writing is something that I look forward to personally. Right? So these are the value systems that you need to know what your value systems are. You need to know what drives you. Once you understand who you are, then understanding what you want to do is not a concern at all. You understand who you are as an individual, you know what you want, you know what your obstructions are, then you work a way around. That's how you get out of quarter life crisis. It's easier said than done, but that's definitely a starting point. All right, you can mail me regarding this. I can help you all with more detail. Yes, next question, please. Okay, somebody asked me on a direct message how to embrace fears. Second, where did that go? How to embrace fears, or we have to surmount it. What can you say about this issue, sir? How to embrace fear, right? The only way to counter fear is to face it. People say they are afraid of heights. So what do they do to counter the fear of heights? Just face it. Just go to a mountain cliff, go for paragliding, go for skydiving. Your fear of heights will go away. But what fear is not something. Okay, so fear is okay. Let me just try and simplify it as much as possible. Fear is something that you personally create in your head when it has never happened before. Understood? You have fear of heights. Why? Because you think that you have fear of heights. Have you all done it before? No idea, right? So the only way to counter fear is to face it, right? And the only way to know about it is to take that leap of faith. What would happen? Or I had a friend who told me this. What he did to counter his fear was one, what would happen if you do not take that leap of faith? All right. He listed down the action points and he listed down how his life would go on to be. right? So then he realized that he does not face his fear, this will be his life. And if he faced his fear, and if this was not an obstruction in his life, this is how his life would be, how potentially good his life would be if he did not have that fear. And then imagining that perspective, he did not have any second thoughts regarding facing his fear because he wanted a life without that fear. Okay, these are the two ways wherein you can counter your fear. But I've written blogs on this as well. You can go through those blogs as well. Thank you for the wonderful insight. Thank you so much for being here in the first place. Thank you so much, management. Okay, thank you for the shared link, feedback link. Do I have to say and make myself believe that it's okay to feel such a way? You all do not need to feel bad about the way you all feel. We are humans. We need to feel something, right? It's perfectly fine to know how you feel as an individual. It can even jealousy, something that is very common. You all need not feel guilty about it. It's good that you're feeling jealous. Why? Because sometime you will work towards it to achieve the same thing. Because of, suppose I'm jealous because my friend has performed better than me, right? It's a good feeling to have. Why? Because then you will work for it to, to at least be at par with your friend or go one ahead of your friend, right? So jealousy is a really good feeling. Anger is a good feeling to have because that shows the drive that you have in yourself. All right. That is why people say channel your anger into the right areas, into the right spirits. That's why you need a coach or a mentor in life to channel your anger. So whatever feelings that you have, it's you'll need to have those feelings, right? Because we all are humans. And there's nothing right or wrong about it. You'll just need to figure a way out on how to channel each feeling of ours. Um, Feedback links, sir. I mean, I'm not sure about this. Um, uh, what if I don't have any passion? What should I do? This is the question that I always love to answer. Right? The only reason you all don't know what your passion is because you've not explored enough in life. Yeah. Have you all, have you all visited some part of the world? Have you all tried painting? You all say you're very bad at painting. Okay, you're bad at painting. What are you good at? Right? How will you know whether you're good or bad at something when you all continuously try and do something different, right? I did engineering. After that, what did I do? I did an MBA. After that, what did I do? I wrote a book. I never thought I would be able to write a book. After that, what did I do? I cycled from Mumbai to Pune. Why did I do it? I just wanted to do it, right? Because of which I got to know a lot of things about myself. And then that's the way you realize what your passion is. And I've written blogs on these questions as well: how to find your passion, how to control your anger, how to, I mean, I've written all these, right? What else? Am I missing any questions? Just feel free to unmute yourself and ask. Um,
There is a question. According to you, what are different sources of self motivation?
Self motivation. Understand your why. Okay, why are you doing what you're doing? Very important question. Now, as an HR professional, what is my ultimate job? Is to help people be happy. That's my job. In the most simplest term, what's the job of a finance person? To have all the accounts in place and to ensure all the practices are followed. That's it. Simple. What's the job of a supply chain professional? To ensure maximum profit in minimum supply chain that is there in the organization, right? Cost benefit. That's his job. What's the job of a marketing guy? To ensure that company's brand is of the highest value, reaches as many people as possible. That's the job of a marketing guy. All right. So you'll need to start doing different things. Understand the why you're doing what you're doing, right? Um, why did I go on a cycle journey? Because I wanted to test myself whether I'll be capable of doing something like that. And the only way to know that is to do it, right? There is nothing called as self motivation and all. Just understand the reason why you're doing it. Now, I find joy, I feel happy when I help somebody remove any blocks in their mind and achieve what they really want to achieve. I get a kick out of it. That's something that I like, right? So that's my why. That's my why for being an HR professional also. If I see an employee performing to the best of their potential, I'm happy. It's like I'm contributing towards something, right? So that answers the question, I suppose. Let me know if you're not satisfied with the question. I'm ready to answer it in a different way. Okay, I got an important question. As a breadwinner and firstborn, we always find it hard to prioritize ourselves because we always need to be practical to meet and do our responsibilities to our family. What kind of mindset do we have to practice in order to do what we love to do while still doing our responsibilities for others? Brilliant question. I always had this question. And then I realized that each person is responsible for themselves after some stage of life. All right. The reason you're asking this question is you still do not know what you really want in your lives. Nobody is ever busy in their lives. Right. Now, for example, you'll have responsibilities in your life, your family, your personal and professional lives. I completely get that. What if, okay, let me try and answer it in a different way. Let's take let's take an example of a mother. Now there is there are, I have I personally know a lot of role models like this. Now, mother has a lot of responsibilities at home, and they also have their own ambitions in life. But then they sacrifice it for their family, right? This is what normally people say. But I've even known mothers who have taken it to the next level, saying to themselves that no matter what, how many other responsibilities I have in life, this is something that I want to do, I want to achieve, and I'll do it myself no matter what. All right, because they understand what they really want from their lives, and no matter how much responsibility they have, they will figure a way out to do it. All right, take any sportsman for example. All right, a sportsman, if they like a sport dearly, they will always find a way out to get into the practice session or to go for a particular match. All right. Today's session, now I personally have a meeting at this point of time, but I'd already committed 1.5 months ago for this particular session. So no matter what happens, I will make sure that I will deliver on this session. I will be present during this session. Right? So that's if you know what you really want, these things are secondary. I hope that answers the question. Right? Your drive to do something should overpower any responsibilities that you have in life. My mother, for example, she's a homemaker. All right, and she's always taken care of her better half and me and my elder sister, but she always found a way out to spend time with toddlers. She was a play school teacher as well at one point of time because she wanted, because the crucial time of any individual's life is the initial stage from 0 to 5 years, 0 to 7 years. So my mom wanted to make a difference to that particular section of humanity, that particular age group, right? So my mother, no matter how many responsibilities she had, she always found a way out. She slept. I remember her sleeping for 3 to 4 hours a day and still making it work. Always find the why of what you're doing. That's really important. That's what will take you forward in life. Uh, I'm a research officer from the Ministry of Defense. Thank you for your service, Mohammed. I able to make sacrifice to my country by living forever far away from my family. My mother passed away, only left my father and my little sister. What is the best advice from you, sir? Make me in the right direction between contribution and family. Mohammed, the very fact that you're thinking about this is commendable, right? To be frank, Mohammed, my advice to you is just keep doing what you're doing, all right, for your country, for your family, all right? The love for the country is always equivalent, if not greater than the love for the family. All right. So the very fact that you have this question means that you're taking care of your family as well. So no need to worry about that. All right. Your family will understand what you're doing. They will understand how much you love them. So you do not, in fact, I'm somebody who should take advice from you, mom. Right. Thank you, sir. It made me think for what I love to pursue for myself. I'll surely find my own way to accomplish it while still helping my family. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I could help. Any other questions, guys?
Anybody has more questions can ask.
Okay. Okay, then thank you so much, guys, for inviting me to the session. Thank you, SEMS team. You guys are doing a wonderful job and keep contributing towards the society like the way you all are doing right now. And look forward to many more sessions like this. Wish you all the best. Enjoy life. Live life the way you all are supposed to. Never take stress in life, right? That's something that would want all of you all to take away. All right. So thank you so much, guys, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for joining in the session and enlightening us. It was an incredible session. Before winding up, please fill the feedback form in the chat box. Feedback form will be active for next 24 hours. Make sure to fill it within 24 hours so that you can receive your e-certificates. All the participants will be getting their certificates in the next 5 to 6 working days. Thank you again for joining us, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, YouTube channel, and also tag us on Instagram and LinkedIn by hashtag DigiSaksham along with your certificate. Now, I would like to request everyone to please open your cameras for a snap. Thank you everyone again for joining. I, Sambhavna Goswami, your host, signing off. See you in next webinar.